Hey guys, this is the official OOK gameplay video number 3, and I have quite a few new features to show you, and they're pretty cool. I've been making a lot of progress. I actually had to take a little bit of a break because I had to sort out a problem in the code, which I finally found out was as simple as adding gravity when reinitializing the physics world. So here we go, I'm going to boot up the app. And you'll see now I have these startup splash screens that fade out. And it's going to go to the main menu. Oh, look at that, a main menu. So I'm going to click on setup, and as you can see, I also have text in. However, the save button doesn't do anything. I haven't added content to the setup or the load menus yet. But the back button does work, and the quit button does not work either. And so what I'm going to do now is click on new game, and while there are no slots at the moment, this is what the new game interface will look like. So you can click no or yes, and it's going to load the game pretty darn fast. Should still load fast on the actual iPhone. And you can fly around a bit. You'll notice this is a small ship, it's pretty fast. The ship will turn towards your reticle, and when you tap once, the reticle is going to change directions and stay there. The ship will keep turning towards it. If you move your mouse outside of the circle, it's going to accelerate, otherwise it's just going to rotate. You can see there's collision. I'm hitting it. Now the collision boxes aren't near done yet. It's just a basic box. And you'll notice that the big ship isn't moving because I'm in a little ship and we're actually using real masses here. I'm going to go ahead and click the stop ship button. And you'll see now we have text, cargo, Stinger missile. These are just placeholders, except for the cargo. That's permanent. Click on that and nothing happens yet. Click on radar and a screen will come up. And this will be the radar. You can see I differentiate from the different pages right here, but these ones don't have any content in it yet. And there's info, mission, player, and you can go back to the main menu, which I'll show you momentarily. And the map. Now this is pretty cool. I just finished adding this map, and again you can switch between the sub menus. They both use the map, so that's pretty good. And you'll see you have your yellow marker, that is your currently selected system, and your down arrow, which is the system you're currently in. Now, the yellow marker, each time you reload the window, is going to be select the system that you are currently in. So, I'm going to go ahead and click on Reina system. You'll see that now it changes there, and there's about a 7-pixel window of leeway so that you can so that your finger doesn't have to be too accurate, but also it's just enough that it's little enough that it doesn't overlap with other systems and cause the game to trip out. So you'll see I only have these two systems selectable. It's based on a P list, property list, which is how I'll be storing all my game data. I only have 2 entries right now. This is fully dynamic, and as I add entries, it will automatically, given the coordinates, name, description, etc., make all these systems clickable. So another thing is 2-finger dragging of the map. This is how you using 2 fingers, it differentiates between the 1-finger clicking and selecting, so that if I use 2 fingers, and in this program, iPhone Simulator, it only lets me spread them apart and together, but you can use 2 fingers and move them up and down as if they were 1 finger to move the map around. So you can see it lets you move it around pretty nicely, and when you reach the bottom or the top, any of the sides of the map background image is going to stop you from moving any farther. That way you can't go too far away and lose the map. And you'll see you have your key down here. So Again, the submenus update live without updating the map, and if you close it and reopen the map, you're going to see it resets itself. So if you have Reyna selected, it resets itself. So next I'm going to show you a good example of the forces. I don't know if I showed you yet, but you can zoom in and out with 2 fingers, spreading them closer and farther. It's another feature that's been there for a while. So now I'm going to shoot this ship at the other ship, and you'll see it doesn't move. Now let's load this next missile, and just for testing, or next mission or level system, and just for testing purposes, I made this alternate weapon ammo button. I made it load a new level, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You'll see it's going to load a new level, this time with a bigger ship, and this ship rotates a lot slower and moves a lot slower. It's a lot heavier, and both of these ships are now the equivalent mass, so if I run them into each other, boom, it pushes it. And only the player is constrained to the X and Y axes right now, so other ships are going to fly all over the place when you run into them, and this will change when they're given an object for AI. So now that that ship's flying on in its own direction, I'm going to zoom out so I can see where I'm going and bring my ship back up to these placeholder asteroids. So click the stop ship, and you'll also see that there are bars up here. These are the armor, well, actually shield, armor, and armor is equivalent to health, battery, and capacitor. How this works is the shield will slowly draw from the battery to slowly recharge. The capacitor will slowly, but still much quicker than the shield, draw from the battery to recharge. And the capacitor is your source of quick energy for firing. If you run out of that, then it will keep attempting to recharge from the battery. But if you run out of battery, your shield and your capacitor will not recharge anymore, and you'll be forced to land or probably die. So here you'll see I have the fire buttons differentiated from the first fire, primary fire. Will pull a little bit from the capacitor, and you'll see the batteries being used down as the capacitor recharges nice and fast. And this is the alt fire, uses a lot more of the capacitor. So it's a pretty good system going on there, and that's fully automatic. So if you use any of the capacitor or the shield at any time, it will automatically try and recharge. So that about covers everything I've done, and there's lots more to come. Next I will be working on the radar, see if I can't get that working. So I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more.